Got it. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Test, test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
2018, but they went to state.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the gold is
State championship.
I wonder when they put
Look at, they just put up hockey, boys Nordic. Yeah, they went with just boys Nordic. Girls Nordic. Look at down there. They added alpine skiing for Big Drain when they won the conference senior year.
Do they have girls hockey down there?
It's alphabetical.
Yeah, they do have girls hockey.
I don't know why that hockey went down there. At least it looked alphabetical at least. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's an H, but they didn't have room for a H, S, T, D. So then they added soccer.
Red Knights and the defending Metro West Conference champions, your very own Chaska High School Hawks. This game is being played under the rules of the state high school league. These rules provide for a fair competition amongst players. Spectators can have no good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Remember, everyone is responsible for keeping his game at a high level of good sportsmanship. Also tonight, for the safety of our students and spectators, please mask up at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please rise as you are able and face the south wall for tonight's national anthem.
And with that, we say welcome inside Chaska High School for yet another Thursday night of Metro West Conference basketball here on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Glad you joined us. Appreciate you spending part of your Thursday with us. I'm Ryan Paul, founder of the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network, and for the first time during this boys season, Mike Schmidt, the voice of Hawks football, on the broadcast with us tonight. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me out. I'm excited to be here. Looking forward to seeing the boys play tonight.
Hawks back home after a two-game road trip. Tonight, the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights come to town under the direction of former Minnesota Golden Gopher Damian Johnson. He has his team with 2 wins and 3 losses tonight, Mike. The Red Knights come in looking for a win.
Yeah, they started off 2-0 and they dropped their last 3. They did have some tough competition. They faced Eden Prairie. They faced Jefferson. I'm really interested to see what Damian Johnson does with this team. He was a defensive specialist with the Gophers. When he left school, he was actually top 5 in both blocks and steals. He had a cup of coffee overseas. He played a little bit in Australia, where he was named the Defensive Player of the Year twice. So I'm really looking forward to see this Benilde St. Margaret's team and how they handle the Hawks offense.
As for the Hawks on the other side, Dana Coleman in his 15th season manning the bench for the Hawks. They are 4-0 and have a big one coming up next week. They'd love to go in 5-0 into Hopkins.
Yeah, this is really it's a momentum setter here. You roll into Hopkins 5-0. You let them know you mean business. I mean, Hopkins is perennial powerhouse. They've been great for the last 30 years. I mean, they've been Minnesota basketball. So rolling in there 5-0, you let them know you mean business. The Hawks have the talent, and I think they're going to be able to do it.
You may notice tonight, before we get into the game, that presentation looks a little different. This game was originally supposed to be played tomorrow, Friday night, but due to unforeseen circumstances, the game had to be moved to tonight. And the production company that usually works with us had a conflict, so we busted out the old rusty CHBN equipment from several years ago, and we're back here tonight, which is why Andrew Newman is on the camera, and the national anthem is playing
For the second time
For the
tonight.
second time. That's not my fault, but why not? Anyway, we're just about ready to get things underway. Chaska, as I said, with 4 wins. Started the season out with 2 home victories against Cooper and Kennedy. And then earlier this week, Chan and St. Louis Park, both 2 solid road victories. Mike, neither game really went Chaska's way the whole time. I mean, they really had to. Those were close games when they really shouldn't have been.
You know, it's a weird year. You're going to get it. I mean, the kids are playing in mass. Everyone's got a different look to it. The Hawks definitely have plenty of talent on the roster. It's about putting it together. It's about making shots and being effective.
Awkward jump, but Chaska wins it away, and we are playing basketball here on Thursday night from Chaska High School. Ryan, Paul, Mike Schmidt with you here. Appreciate you tuning in. Dana Coleman will go with his regular starting 5 as Jack Frick heaves up a corner 3 that's short. That includes Jack Frick, Tennessee Fossen, and Luke Strazzani at the guards. Spencer Getz and Brady Nicholson will man the blocks as St. Louis Park bangs home a 3 right away. It's
Maddox Alapate.
Yep.
Yeah, Alapate's a good player. He's averaging 10 points per game so far in the season.
Strazzani on the far corner, on the near corner now on the right side here. Dumps it down low for Spencer Getz, who's posting up. Good move. Tried no glass. Gets his own rebound, though, and taps it out tied for Luke Strazzani. Ball swung around to Nicholson, who's double-teamed. Somebody's open. Frick had his pass tapped away. So you said it before the game, Mike, that Damian Johnson's a defensive specialist, and his team so far tonight has shown just that. Chaska hasn't had an open look all night except for that first possession in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, you know, that Jack Frick free from the corner to start the game, I like that look. Give me that all day. Spencer Getz had a good opportunity as well. You can see the intensity, though, with Benilde St. Margaret's right now on the defensive end.
Nicholson far wing 3 is off. St. Louis Park, Benilde St. Margaret's gone through a couple coaches last few years. They had a new coach 2 years ago that didn't pan out for the whole season. And now Damian Johnson comes in and takes over, really trying to turn this Red Knight program around after a few down years.
Yeah, we spoke about it the girls broadcast on Tuesday. With a lot of public schools, you're going to get 10-year periods of dominance with a young community. With private schools, it can really go up and down depending on who's coming into school. I mean, say Benilde St. Margaret's had a good stretch in the early 2000s with the Gustafson family. They're really great athletes, and then it can kind of come and go, especially with sports with only 5 guys on the floor like basketball.
Red Knights turn it over, giving the ball back to Chaska. Hawks trailing 5-2 early here. Strazzani in the far corner. He's shut down as he tries to take the baseline. It's tapped out of bounds. Good defense by Sam Best, the junior, for the Red Knights.
Yeah, as soon as the ball crosses half court, Chaska's facing a lot of pressure. Something to be expected out of a Damian Johnson coached team. It's weather the storm early, get a feel for the game, and then the Hawks should be able to expose it maybe later on with.
Strazzani takes the baseline. He dribbled it out of bounds. St. Louis Park takes over, trying to capitalize on yet another Chaska unforced error.
Strazzani being aggressive, that's just his game. I'm okay with him making a little mistake early on. He lost control of the ball, but I mean, that's what the Hawks want to see. He's kind of he's their energizer bunny. He's the guy that goes out and makes plays that maybe shouldn't be made, and I'm okay with that look.
Down low, Charlie Hansen throws it right off of Strazzani below the belt, and it goes out of bounds, keeping the ball with Benilde St. Margaret's. First sub of the game is Ben Carter, who enters in replacement of Tennessee Fossen, who will get some coaching on the sideline.
Yeah, Ben's been good so far in the early season. He's averaging 6 a game. He's just a nice, steady player for the Hawks.
3-point specialist. It's kind of been Carter's role, and he plays it well.
Chaska's got to do a better job of keeping Benilde St. Margaret off the offensive glass right now. It's just a game of who's working harder, and that's Benilde. And that's why the Hawks find themselves in this early hole. Look for Coach Coleman to address that here early.
We saw it the other night. Chaska in the girls' game dominated the offensive rebounds, and they dominated the score too. I mean, it's just such a big part. If you can win the rebounding game, you have a very, very hefty advantage as far as scoring opportunities go.
Size-wise, these teams are pretty similar, so I would expect the numbers on the glass to be pretty similar, but so far Benilde's just outworked the Hawks.
Down low, Daniel Ijabolia.
Ijabolia is probably the best player on Benilde right now. He's averaging about 12 a game. He's kind of their Strazzani. They go as he goes.
He's a little bit thicker than Strazzani, but he's right around the same size. Here he has the rebound. And Sam Best has it down low, back out to Alapate. Into the corner for Charlie Hansen for three. That's no good. Strazzani grabs the rebound.
Good job by the Hawks there of boxing out. Nice effort. Finally get one of the rebounds.
Frick near side. Trying again for Nicholson down low. He's going against Theo Poland. Into the corner. Carter found himself wide open, but fumbled it. Now Strazzani from the Hawk, and it's good. Luke Strazzani has Chaska's first long ball of the game.
Yeah, NBA range three-point there by Strazzani. Three-point shot by Strazzani. Great job. We called that a Hawk shot back when I was in high school.
Still do. I wish the Hawk shot was happening at halftime this year, but obviously due to COVID, fans aren't allowed on the court. Fans aren't allowed in the gym, I should say. Besides parents, or two per player, I should say, as Jacoby Lyles checks in. Jacoby Lyles has been a pleasant surprise for Dana Coleman so far this year. After a season opening 14 against Cooper in his varsity debut, he's been steady ever since.
Yeah, he's been a like you said, a pleasant surprise. He's somebody that they can bring in off the bench who's really effective, and the Hawks need that. They definitely need a little bit of a scoring pop off the bench.
Brady Nicholson shoves Poland down low and gets tagged with a foul. Under 14 here in the first half, and it's the game's first foul. A veteran officiating crew. We've seen all three of these guys over the years here at Chaska High School throughout section play.
Nicholson definitely has some size advantage there. I'd like to see him take advantage of that. Maybe a tone-setting foul there early, Ryan.
Best. Over to Alapate. Best again. Swinging it around. Here's Alapate from the free throw line for two.
That's too easy. It was a good offensive possession by Benilde St. Margaret's, but giving an open look from the free throw line, the Hawks can't allow that the rest of the game.
Chaska slow starts in their last two games on the road as Nicholson throws it off the back of the backboard. I thought that might have been called out of bounds, but they say it's off the bottom of it.
Damian Johnson on the sidelines arguing his case, and I think the Hawks might have gotten away with one there. I like the look early. Get the ball to Nicholson on the low block and let him distribute. He's done a good job of that for the Hawks so far this year.
Nicholson at the timeline recovers for Chaska off the inbound. Here's Frick on the near side. Ball screen set by Carter. Back out. Nicholson from the wing. That's off again. Charlie Hansen the board for Benilde.
A lot of coaches don't like a big taking that shot, but Nicholson's shown he can hit it in the past, so I'm okay with it. I know Coach Coleman's okay with it. We talked about it Tuesday as well in the girls' game. Really, the way the game's developed is nobody really has a position, so him taking that outside shot, it's a good look, and it opens up the offense down low.
Chaska struggling to get any flow here early on the offensive end. Good defense by the Red Knights. Lyles double team down low, can't get the roll off the rim, and the Red Knights up 4 have a chance to break the 10-point mark.
Really, right now, it's just the tempo is different on both sides. The Hawks haven't really brought the intensity that Benilde's bringing so far. I mean, Benilde has played a little bit of a tougher schedule, and you can kind of see that in their game. They're ready for the Hawks.
Ijabola misses a 3 from the near side. Ben Carter back on Chaska's end. Frick from college range off the front iron, just a little short. Benilde gets the rebound. It's Poland who fell to the ground, but got it away in time. 12 to go here, first half. Chaska, a slow start on offense, down 9-5 to the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights.
Handling the pressure that Benilde's bringing defensively is something that Chaska's going to have to adapt to. They haven't really seen that in their first couple of games. I'd expect the game to slow down a little bit here as we get going, and hopefully the Hawks can get a couple possessions together, string together some scoring, get back into this here. 5 points through 8 minutes is not exactly what we were looking for.
Inbound offensively for Benilde. Sam Best up top. He's guarded by Jack Frick. Strazzani there to help. Now into the corner for Hansen. Up top for the big Poland. He's guarded by Getz, who's just come back into the game. Fumbled it up top and gets it back to his guard, Sam Best. Best just around 12 points per contest for Benilde through 5. Running the one here earlier tonight. First time we've seen Ben James on the floor, the junior. He has it in his hands on the far wing. Best driving, Euro step, good rebound, skying for it, Jacoby Lyles. Gets it off to Strazzani, who brings it across the timeline, squares up a long three, and hits it! Luke Strazzani from downtown, counted and the foul. Strazzani with a chance at a 4-point play.
Good effort there by Strazzani. He's kind of, like I said, they go as Strazzani goes. He's their playmaker on offense. When the ball's in his hands, he's pretty electric. He's the kind of guy that, I mean, you got your Jack Fricks. Jack Frick is an amazing basketball player. He's super consistent. You know exactly what you're going to get out of him. Strazzani's, he's not volatile by any means, but he's the kind of guy that goes up and down, and the team goes with him. So seeing him get started early is a really nice thing for the Hawks.
Strazzani, the senior, had 12 in the season opener versus Cooper, 22 in the win against Kennedy just a few weeks ago, just last week. And he averaging right around 15 per contest, has a 4-point play capitalization.
I was texting with Ethan Bachman earlier, good friend of Luke Strazzani. Obviously, we remember him from the football season. He said Luke flails a little bit when he gets to the hoop. I think he might have flailed a little bit on that three to earn that 4-point play.
He's guarding the ball and causes a turnover. Good defense from the Hawks shooter. Ben Carter drives for Chaska. Here's Lyles from the corner. That's good. Chaska takes the lead from Jacoby Lyles' three-pointer.
That's exactly what we were looking for. Back-to-back good looks by the Hawks. Three-point shooting is so crucial now in high school basketball. Look for the Hawks to continue to jack it up from outside. I mean, realistically, it goes just like the NBA, Ryan, like we said on Tuesday.
Nearly a turnover. Tennessee Fossen there scrapping for it for Chaska, the Hawks feisty senior. Another turnover for Chaska. Hawks defense starting to pick it up, leading to some scoring opportunities here. Gets with it. Benilde down a man. Double teams Getz. Now off to Lyles in the corner, and Chaska will reset.
Getz is kind of the Swiss Army knife for this Chaska Hawks basketball team, just like he was in football. He's the kind of guy that every coach loves. He'll do the dirty work. He's not going to show up in the box score as much as you'd expect him to, but what he does is he really puts his team in a good position to win.
He's been solid for Chaska scoring-wise even so far this year. 10 points per contest after 16 in a season-opening win versus Cooper. Timeout, Damian Johnson for Benilde St. Margaret's. We'll step aside momentarily. When we come back, it's Chaska Hawks basketball for 9 minutes and 31 seconds of the first half. Back from Chaska High School, Ryan and Mike with you here on Thursday evening. Hawks and Red Knights doing battle after a slow start. Chaska's taking a 3-point lead after a 4-point play from Luke Strazzani, and then Jacoby Lyles drained one from the corner. Here's Noah Allen, elbow jumper is way off, not even close. Rebound by Frick, who sent it back off for Strazzani.
Hawks opened up with Spencer Getz on Benilde St. Margaret's leading scorer there after the break, and that's just that versatility that we talked about.
Getz to Frick down low. Pretty looking play there as Dana Coleman drew up coming out of the timeout, and Chaska up 5 points here.
getting easy offense against Benilde St. Margaret's isn't easy, so anytime you can do it, you got to take advantage of it. Great call by Coleman out of the break.
Big Poland down low going against Getz. Couple extra steps as he drove around. He's boxed out by Getz, and Strazzani comes away for the board. Strazzani double teamed, and he's swatted down. Poland got a lot of ball up top, but he knocked him with his hips down low, and Strazzani hit the deck hard, and we'll have to shake off his bruises before attempting 2 free throws.
I think that's what we mentioned a little bit earlier, a little weak to get up there by Strazzani. His friends are going to give him a hard time about that, but it was a great play to get into the lane, create offense, and get to the line.
Hawks senior, leading scorer last year, comes back and
gets the numbers bounced there, Ryan.
Yep. 11.3 points per game this year. I'm sorry, 15.3 points per game this year after leading the team with 13.5 last year.
He's somebody that I've known for a long time, watching, your brother and Ethan and Spencer Getz, Jack Frick, all those guys coaching them in football from 4th to 8th grade. He was always on the sidelines, and I was always harping on him to grab a uniform, get some shoulder pads and a helmet, but I think he made the right choice with basketball.
Ben James for Benilde St. Margaret's now. Hansen. Harassed by Fossen for Chaska. 8:18 to go here. First half from Chaska High School. Idaji Bola unsuccessful in his attempt, and Chaska comes away.
Chaska's defense is really starting to show now. Is not getting any easy looks to Benilde St. Margaret's. They haven't scored a bucket in a long time here. It was 4-9 at one point, Ryan, so the Hawks have gone 12 straight.
Benilde's going to try to cut that 12-hole run down here at the free throw line as Ija Debola will go to the free throw line for 2 after Frick hacked him on the way up.
I like Ija Debola's game. It's a mouthful. I like his game so far. He's a good player. You can tell he's got a good feel for the game. You can see why he's been the leading scorer for Benilde St. Margaret so far early in the year.
Under 8 to play here. Good on the second attempt, and it's 16-10.
Good job by Strazzani there, recognizing that he's the only one getting pressed. He gets the ball through the off guard and lets him bring the ball up, and now they're back initiating their offense. It's just something to simplify the game for the Hawks.
Strazzani to Frick. Frick's 3 was off, and ball will go Benilde's way.
Again, I'm fine with that look. I mean, anytime Jack's getting an open look from the corner 3, or even elbow extended, it's a good thing for the Hawks going forward. Look for those to start to fall.
Ijadi Boa has it here for Benilde, guarded by Getz. Pulls up from straight away and bangs it home. Strums the guitar after hitting that one. Just over 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Spencer's got to recognize who he's guarding there. I mean, he's that Swiss Army knife, like we said. He's guarding bigs, he's guarding guards. But anytime you're on the other team's leading scorer, you got to recognize it and go above the screen instead of leaking below. It's going to give him an easy look.
Nicholson throws it out of bounds, and it's yet another unforced error for Chaska on the offensive side. Boston will exit. Yeah,
Nicholson's doing a great job of sensing the pressure and the double team that he's getting on a play-by-play basis. We just have to see that outlet pass a little bit more under control.
Do want to remind you once again that this game was supposed to be played tomorrow night on Friday, but got moved to tonight due to some unforeseen circumstances, and we are forced to use our backup broadcast equipment. So if you are hearing a little bit of feedback or broadcast production's a little different tonight, that's why we had to make a last-minute change tonight. So hope you're hanging with us here on Thursday Night Basketball as Benilde's cut the Chaska lead to just 1 point.
We can promise the commentary is always going to be A+.
Top notch here, always on CHBN. Which, as Nicholson goes back up with it, misses that one, gets for 2. I can mention that next week we are excited to say that Eric Krauscher will be back on CHBN on Tuesday for the big Chaska Hopkins game. Mike will be with us throughout the rest of the season on both boys and girls game. We also have a very special guest coming up in early February. That will be announced this weekend. That guest pertaining to girls basketball. Looking forward to next Tuesday, though. Hope you'll join us right back here on CHBN for number 3 versus number 4 in Class 4A. Chaska and Hopkins, two very solid teams. Hopkins probably making a case through 5 games or 4 games so far this year that they could be in the top 2 even. So that'll be a fun one next Tuesday night right back here at Chaska High School. Brady Nicholson's going to the line for 2 free throws.
Hopkins is always a couple, 2, 3, maybe 4 D1 recruits on roster, just like they always have. I think it's I don't know how to pronounce his name. He plays for the Nuggets now. His little brother is also on the Hopkins roster.
Najee.
Najee. Maybe get a look at him. It's going to be a good test for the Hawks. And like I said, this Benilde Margaret's up-tempo defense is going to be a nice table setter essentially for the Hawks, because they're going to face this on Tuesday.
Yep. 5:38 to go here first half. Chaska has a 1-point lead. Nicholson trying to make it 2, and he does. And Jacoby Lyles will check back in for the Hawks.
Good stint there by Nicholson. They worked the ball into him down low, and it was able to help the Hawks initiate the offense.
Alapate loses it on the pass away, and Chaska turns it, and Benilde turns it over. Strazani hacked on the way up. Sam Best.
Good job by Strazani there, being active on top of the 1-3-1 half-court trap that the Hawks just threw out there. Without Nicholson being in the game, it allows them a little bit more defensive versatility, allows them to play that zone, extend the defense out. Strazani goes hard to the lane, gets hit, and ends up almost in Chanhassen after he goes rolling off the court.
We understand we're having some issues with our video. We will continue the audio commentary here as we try to figure that out. Mike?
Yeah, Strazani's now at the line with his first attempt. He's got 2 after the hard foul that sent him to the ground. And he misses off back iron on the first attempt here as Ryan tries to get the video back up and running. Here's Strazani's second attempt. And Strazani's able to connect on the second attempt. Hawks continue to be in that 1-3-1 half-court trap, forcing an early 3 from the corner from Benilde that misses and hits air. Hawks bring the ball up across half court. Work the ball down and low and get an open 3 from the outside, and that one hits air as well. That was, it looks like that was Tennessee Fawson on the attempt. Benilde unable to handle the rebound, and the ball rolls out of bounds, Hawks ball.
And I'm back. Sorry about that brief technical difficulty. Again, as I mentioned a couple times, we are dealing with our backup, old rusty set of camera equipment tonight. So bear with us. If we have a couple more of those tonight, we will try to continue working through them. But
it doesn't help if the analyst kicks the plug out of the outlet as well. That's on me, to Hawks fans. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's obviously, if you've watched CHPN before, you know that usually we have a table courtside, but due to obvious current circumstances in COVID, we're up in the balcony here at Chaska High School, so a little bit different situation for us this year, but we're happy that we're bringing games to you nonetheless, and hope you'll join us for the rest of the season. Good no call there as Jacoby Lyles drove in Ijadiboa. Had a little bit of an acting job down low trying to draw the charge, and Lyles gets 2 points.
Good job by Lyles there to finish after the obvious flop. Nice no call by the refs, like you said earlier, Ryan. Hawks continuing that high pressure, half court trap, that 1-3-1. Like I said, they have a little bit of versatility on the floor right now. They're going about 6'4", 6'4", 6'2", 6'2". So it allows a little bit more versatility within the defense, a little high pressure trapping action.
Hawks come away after the empty Benilde possession.
Yeah, Alapate there with a quick 3-point attempt from the corner, unable to hit. Good job by the Hawks to box out and get the rebound.
Tennessee Fawson. Down low to Getz. Getz triple teamed, and Alapate took one of the chops. They're gonna get Sam Best down low for reaching in.
Getz is strong down there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was able to fight off 2 defenders, regain control of the possession after an Aaron Jack Frick pass. Good job by Spence to keep the ball in the Hawks' hands.
Getz long stretch to keep that one from going over and back. Down low, Lyles got the bottom post, and 2 points for the Hawks junior.
Spencer right now is playing a great game. He's looking at almost like a point forward out there. He uses his size to able to gain advantage on the offensive end and then deliver a nice, hip bounce pass in for an easy 2 for the Hawks.
Alapate missed a 3 on the other end, and now Strazzani will have a chance from straight away. It's good. Luke Strazzani continues his success from downtown with another tray.
Yep, he loves that top of the key 3-point attempt, and he's been 2 for 2 so far, including the 4-point play.
As we know from watching high school basketball as much as we have, Mike, it's how important momentum is in these games. And Benilde started out with the momentum as Alapate grabs the offensive rebound, but Benilde started out with the momentum, and it's just changed completely since they were up 12-3 or whatever it was early, and Chaska is now all obviously up 26-19, and it's just you get a complete switch in how the momentum feels.
It's really something that the game of basketball has always had. And you see it more so on the lower levels than you do in the the NBA. But I mean, like just like you said, Ryan, the Hawks started off and they were down 4-9, and then all of a sudden we're looking at a game that's 16-9 with the Hawks scoring 12 straight. Since then, it's kind of been a little bit more back and forth, but good job. Essentially, what you got to do is weather the storm. Once you weather the storm, you limit scoring opportunities and good looks on defense, and you try to generate them on offense, and that's how you win a basketball game.
Hansen from the corner, that's off. We get a foul, and they're going to get Alapate for manipulating contact down low and displacing his defender, and that'll bring a 1-and-1 free throw stint down low for Ben Carter.
Hawks in the bonus earlier with Benilde generating their 7th foul of the half here with still 3 to go. That's a good thing for the Hawks. Let's see if Ben Carter can knock these down.
Just over 3 to play here. Carter good on the first, and he'll get 1 more.
Fairly low-scoring game here so far, Ryan, from both sides. Good job by the Hawks. So like I said, I mean, they're generating good looks against a team that prides itself on defense. So
that's been very characteristic of this Chaska team so far this year. They're not scoring a ton of points just because they're facing some good defensive teams, and obviously it's tough. It's been tough so far this year for Chaska to get a lot of offensive momentum, but they're winning the games nonetheless, as they should be. And it's kind of been the same situation tonight. Ijabodia, no good on his first attempt, but Alapate's there to clean it up and pull it back to a 7-point game.
And Getz is going to check back in here after the Hawks are getting killed on the boards right now. It's something that they can't have against like I said, a team that they're similarly sized with. They shouldn't be getting beat up so bad on the offense or on the defensive rebounds.
Nicholson down low had it stripped from his hands by Poland, and Benilde's Hail Mary pass goes out of bounds and gets the check back in.
Nicholson got mugged there on the offensive end for the Hawks, and he's pleading his case right now with the refs, just trying to, say, help me out here. If I'm getting hammered, I'm not going to be able to complete the attempt.
2:15 to go here. Strazzani guarded at the timeline. Lyles, juke to defender. Has a strip, though, by Hansen. Hansen coast to coast off the glass for 2. You want to talk about...
Yeah, uncharacteristic turnover there.
Yeah. Going to say, you want to talk about mass compliance, and this game has none of it.
I mean, you got 16, 17, 18-year-old kids out there. They're playing hard. They're sweating. They're breathing heavy. It's something that, it's so tough. It's so tough for anybody to handle. I mean, is it on the refs to make sure they're compliant? Is it on, Chaska High School? It's something that they're going to deal with. I mean, it's a necessary evil to play the games right now.
We will step aside momentarily here from Chaska High School. It's a 7-point game, nearly halftime. Back from Chaska High School here. Chaska and Benilde St. Margaret's doing battle. It's a 7-point deficit right now for the Red Knights, but they started out strong and have the ball here coming out of the Dana Coleman timeout.
Yeah, we got about 90 seconds left here in the first half. I'd like to see the Hawks attempt to extend this lead out to a little bit over 10 points. Give them some breathing room going into halftime where they can make the adjustments to hopefully extend the lead even further.
Poland going up against Nicholson for 2.
That was a nice finish by Poland. We haven't seen much of that from him early on in the season. Just watching a little bit of film that I have on Benilde St. Margaret's, he's been fairly limited as a scorer.
Best with the steal, gets it off for Ijadiboa, and he's up for 2. Flexes his muscle after hitting that bucket as we go under 60 seconds to play here in the first half. 3-point game, and he's called for a foul in the backcourt.
Big foul there by Ijadiboa. I mean, that's number 2 on him. He's clearly Benilde's best player so far in this game, so don't like him picking up a ticky-tack foul if you're Damian Johnson.
Lyles will check in for Nicholson. Ben James Jr. back in.
Yeah, both bigs out of the game here. Look for the last 54 seconds to be played at a pretty quick pace here.
No good on the free throws, so Benilde comes back down with a chance to tie the game here as Ijadiboa will have a chance to go to the line and equalize things.
Yeah, Ijadiboa, just a really nice move. He took Getz off the dribble, worked his way towards the hole and was able to get the and one to maybe tie up the Hawks here. Just like that, Ryan, we were talking about extending the lead past 10, and all of a sudden we're looking at a tie game in 30 seconds.
Yep.
Not the finish that Coach Coleman was looking for.
Ijadiboa, season high 23 against Orono. Orono game was one that everybody on Benilde played well in. Only close game Benilde's played in has been against Jefferson, and it was an 8-point contest. Chaska yet to play in anything seriously close.
Yeah, and here you see the Benilde, they're extending out that defense. They went into a little bit of a three-quarters court 1-3-1, giving Chaska a lot of trouble here.
Lyles and Strazzani going back and forth. Now they incorporate Frick. Nicholson, who's back in the game, has it at the free throw line. Back up top, Strazzani. Benilde going with Chaska's swing. Alapate up top against Strazzani. Lyles, Chaska going to hold for the last shot. 8 seconds left. Chaska needs to move the ball. 6 seconds. 5. What are the Hawks going to do? Corner 3 from Coleman at the horn is off, and Chaska, check that was Ben Carter at the horn, and we go into halftime tied at 30. This game should not be tied up. Benilde is playing Chaska very, very well.
They're playing them tough, and the Hawks, it's been ebbs and flows and swings in this game. A lot of different, momentum changes throughout the course of just the first half. Coach Coleman's not going to be happy with how they finish. He's walking off the court a little slow here, thinking about what he's going to say to his team. I'm sure they're going to get an earful about the last 90 seconds when they blew a 7-point lead. Look for the Hawks to come out and maybe bring a little fire and handle that pressure a little better.
We'll step aside for about 7 or 8 minutes. At halftime, it's tied at 30 from Chaska High School. All right, back from Chaska High School. Ryan, Paul, Mike Schmid with you here, coming back from halftime break. And at halftime, Mike, it's 30-all, and it's really not what we were expecting to see, but I mean, the way we've seen Benilde come out and just dominate defensively has been pretty impressive, and has been the reason why Chaska's been held at 30 points.
You know, it's going into the game, I anticipated that. We knew defense was going to be their identity. Typically, teams take on the identity of their coach, and that's exactly what Benilde's done so far in getting this low-scoring game.
Great point. Damian Johnson, obviously the Golden Gopher alum, and Benilde jumps back on top after Polad gets the scoring started in the second half with a bunny down low.
Yeah, it's not the start the Hawks were looking for, but hopefully they can pick it up here and get a couple of easy buckets early and maybe start to build a lead.
Rosani gets now on the near side. Hawks working right to left in their purple uniforms with gold numbering and black, gold trimming and black numbering. Dale Welter, if you're watching, make sure we call the numbers out. He was noting to me last week about how the numbers are difficult to see, and I partially agree with him. Black numbering on purple uniform as Struzani knocks down a three.
Yeah, good job on that possession. Hey, Dale, it's good. It's always good to hear from you. We really do appreciate it here. But a good job on the Hawks by working inside out, getting Struzani an easy look.
Back-to-back three, Struzani, and then it's Iji DeBoa.
Iji DeBoa he's a strong player, and he's really great. He's had a good first half, and now he's starting the second half strong, and he'll let you know, too. He's always pretty active after he makes a shot.
Yep. 16 and a half to go here, 90 seconds in. The second frame, Struzani goes up, contested, no good. Gets there, tapping it around. Fossen to Frick from a long way. That one's just off. Frick, cold hands so far tonight from beyond the arc.
As a shooter, it's really difficult to get into a rhythm when you're only getting 1-2 shots off a half. It just, there's something about it. Back when I played, it was a lot easier for me when I'm shooting 10 shots a game versus shooting 2, 3, 4 shots a game. You just feel a little bit more rhythm. You're more comfortable with how everything's coming out. Look for maybe assistant coach Andrew Martinson to talk to Jack Frick. He's an all-time great three-point shooter for the Hawks as well as in the MIAC. Andrew Martinson's parents, too, Nancy and Tom, great people, the best. They're probably down in Florida watching the game right now.
Always appreciate everybody who tunes in here. I know the Martinsons have been great supporters of CHBN for a long, long time, and haven't recognized them in a while. So thank you for tuning in, everybody who's watched CHBN, whether this is your first time joining us or whether you've been tuning in since 2015 when we started.
You're not going to see Tom and Nancy too often as soon as the weather starts to turn. Usually Tom's down golfing in Florida.
I don't blame him. That's where I'd love to be right now. All square at 35 yet again. Alapate no good on his coast-to-coast. Struzani with some fancy footwork. Into the corner. Fossen no good.
Great job there by Tennessee Fossen to get the strip, to get the Hawks another possession here.
Takes the baseline. He's shut down low. Awkward position. And it's tipped out of bounds. Alapate taps it away, and Chaska will keep it on the baseline.
Let's see if we can drop a nice play here to get a good three-point open look. Maybe get Frick rolling a little bit here.
Once again, we do want to remind you that if you're watching tonight and things seem a little different, we are using our backup camera and broadcast equipment. So hang in with us as this game got changed days last minute. We are using our backup equipment due to a scheduling conflict, so hope you're still enjoying tonight's game as we're able to bring it to you live. Foul got called on Benilde. I thought they could have got Fossen on that one. Could have gone either way, and they...
Fossen just outworked him down low there and was able to draw the foul call.
Fossen going up once again, and it goes out of bounds.
Might have been a nice little makeup call there, Ryan. I think he recognized his error there and didn't give the Hawks the whistle on that possession.
As we said, 3 veteran officials. We've recognized all of these faces. And, you know, if you followed Chaska for in the gym more so in the last couple of years, you'll know all 3 of these refs. Shortage on referees, I can say, as a new official myself. If you have any interest at all in working some high school or youth basketball games, get involved. MSHSL has a great resource online for getting involved in officiating, and highly suggest you check it out. want to give a shout out as Chaska takes the lead once again to Paul Harris, who's been a great mentor of mine as I start officiating here this year, and he has actually the Chaska Chan basketball game coming, varsity basketball game coming up in the next few weeks. So we'll see him live on CHBN here, and just want to give him a shout. I'm sure he's working tonight, so he's not able to tune in, but always appreciate his work officiating. Benilde goes empty on their possession, and Chaska will have a chance to make it a 2-score game.
Good job there by the Chaska defense, and also working down low to earn that defensive rebound, which hasn't come easy so far for the Hawks. There's the garbage man again, Spencer Gatz. I mean, he's had a great game so far. He scored on the previous possession, gets another second chance at the bucket there. Good job, Spence.
Strazzani went up with a full head of steam, just left it a little short, and as you said, Mike, Getz was there to clean things up. Chaska back up 4, and a chance to take yet a further lead here as Benilde goes empty once again down low. Fawson cut off, but yet another time that we see Maddox Alapate tap one out of bounds, and Chaska will get some subs in. It's Jacoby Lyles and Ben Carter who enter for Dana Coleman, as Brady Nicholson and Fawson will take a seat.
On that possession, I would have liked to see Strazzani go strong to the hole. He had, it looks like Charlie Hansen was guarding him at the time, which is a little bit of a mismatch for him, and he wasn't able to take advantage of it. Works his way down low, and the ball got knocked out of bounds.
Gets contested. Let that one go a little long, and Chaska's Ben Carter is in here playing strong defense in the far corner. Alapate drives, and they got Carter for not shuffling his feet. Ball will go to the baseline.
Little hip check there by Carter. He did a good job of weathering the storm early. When Alapate looked to go to the hole, knocked him back out to the half court, and got called with a little ticky-tack foul there, maybe a little hip check.
Ijediboa at the top, guarded by Getz, who cuts him down at the free throw line. Spencer Getz's defense so far this year has been stellar. Frick contested 2 from Sam Best, and they'll give the ball to Chaska.
Great defense there by both Chaska Frick and Spencer Getz.
Time out on the floor. Damian Johnson wants to talk to his team here with 13:06 left. We'll step aside momentarily from Chaska Hawks basketball. We return from Chaska High School, and Chaska up 4 points here in a tightly contested game with Benilde. Chaska came out and had a couple quick buckets in the early second half, but Benilde shut them down here in the last few minutes, and the Hawks have the ball after strong opening defensively in this final 18 minutes. Benilde will apply some backcourt pressure after coming out of the timeout. Strazzani guarded by Alapate, who's a very strong defensive player. They get Alapate, though, in the backcourt. Damian Johnson doesn't like that call. I didn't see a lot there, but we didn't have the angle that the official did, who was standing right in front of it.
That's a huge foul. That's 4 on Alapate. He picked up 2 trying to fight for offensive rebounds, and now he gets one in the backcourt. That's going to be a big thing going forward for this game. Strazzani, I love Strazzani's game. He's not a true point guard necessarily. The Hawks I don't really think they have one on roster at this point, but him bringing the ball up against the other team's best player, it's an exhausting thing for a player to have to deal with. I'd like to see them get maybe Ben Carter and Jack Frick more involved in initiating the offense.
Frick far side, baseline to the hole for 2 and the foul.
Jack Frick with a really strong take to the hole. He's able to gain contact and still complete the bucket. Maybe that's something that can get him going forward. Right now he's 0 for 4 from deep, so I mean he's one of the Hawks' leading scorers. Getting him that nice bucket, seeing him be a little fired up, it's a good thing for the Hawks going forward.
Misses the back end of the three-point opportunity. But as you said, Mike, Alipate out with 4 fouls, presumably for the next 10 minutes or so, and unless this game blows up. That's a big loss for Benilde, both defensively, more so on defensive, but also offensively.
Yeah, Alipate's their second leading scorer right now. He's had a good start to his junior season, and he's one of the guys that's tasked with slowing down Strazzani, so it's a big loss for Benilde St. Margaret's.
Hawks swinging it around with intensity on this possession. Approaching 12 to play. Strazzani, awkward angle up and under. No good, and the rebound goes to Poland.
Good hesitation move. Nice job of getting into the hole. Lost a little bit of the possession going up. It's something that's going to happen when you're an aggressive player like Strazzani is.
Ejediboa over to Hansen. Hansen drives for 2 against Frick.
Hansen's starting to get going now for Benilde. He's going to have to take on more of a scoring role, and it looks like he knows that with Alipate on the bench.
Frick nearly turns it over, but Getz recovers. He takes the baseline and a foul down low. That's Ben James, who knocked his hip out and gets tagged. Chaska will take the baseline inbound, and we'll see Tennessee Fawson re-enter, as well as Luke Collins back into the game for Benilde.
Good job there by Spencer to create the contact. He might have gotten away with a little bit of a hook there, but good possession for the Hawks. Benilde's already got 4 fouls in the second half.
It's actually Noah Allen who checks in, the senior for Damian Johnson and the Red Knights. Hawks swing it around. Gets into the corner from Carter for 3. That's just a bit off. Benilde all over the glass down low as Chaska's short on size out there right now.
I like that possession by the Hawks. Good effort by Carter. He got a nice look going up against somebody coming in cold off the bench who hasn't seen any minutes yet.
Poland straight away, the big man for 3. Damian Johnson's got his team fired up.
Hawks let go of the lead here for the first time, I sense, about 5 minutes into the game.
6 minutes in. 7 minutes into the second half, and Chaska nearly turns it over. The referee kept it in bounds. Chaska saved by the stripes there.
Chaska's having a difficult time initiating the offense here without Strazzani on the floor.
We talked about momentum, and it's all in Benilde's favor right now. And Brady Nicholson will enter. I mean, Benilde is all over this game right now.
Yes, Strazzani's coming back in to help initiate that Hawks offense, like we said. I mean, they were just looked a little bit out of sorts there without the guard on the floor. Look for them to maybe slow down next possession, get Nicholson a look, and then if he can't have it, kick it out, maybe get an open 3 for the Hawks.
Allen up to Poland outside. No playing 5 outside the arc right now. Poland, the big man who just hit a 3 a possession ago, rolls off a screen. Ball goes off for Hansen outside. Away for Best. Down low for Ejediboa for 3. No good. That was ugly. But Brady Nicholson picks up a untimely foul.
Hawks had a great defensive possession there. The last thing you need is a foul on away from the ball on a loose ball. It's a difficult one for the Hawks. Right now, Chaska's got to do a good job of recognizing who the non-scorers are for Benilde. I mean, we got Noah Allen in there for the first time in the game. He passed up a couple 3 looks in that possession. He doesn't seem to be a guy that's comfortable shooting the ball. Maybe play away from him a little bit here and show some help elsewhere.
Ejediboa, near side now, guarded by Getz. Allen, near side now once again for Sam Best, who averages just under 12 a game. Here's James. Rolls off a screen. Ejediboa going against Getz. Getz bats it free. Great play by Chaska's Spencer Getz on defense. Fawson all by himself. Kicks out. Strazzani, wing 3. That's just off. Rebound for Benilde and Sam Best.
Strong defense there by Spencer Getz. He's showing his football background by being able to handle the body contact and get his hands in the right place to strip and get the Hawks a good look.
Chaska did not shoot well against Chan in a game that was a lot closer than it should have been. They've shot all right here tonight. They just haven't got the big ones to drop. Here's Ejitabola now on the far side. He's still picked up by Getz. Getz shuffles his feet and moves well with him. Hansen, corner three. Nothing but air. Rebound by Fossen for Chaska. 9:06 to play in this one. Whistle down low. Hold underneath. And Ben James was holding Nicholson as the mismatch was occurring down low.
Yeah, I was going to say, look for Theo Paulin to pop back into this game pretty quickly. And nobody else on Benilde's roster can really handle Nicholson down low.
See Poland check back in, the big man. We'll also see Charlie Juckiness into the game for the first time, the senior.
Right now is the time for the Hawks to go on a big run. I mean, you see the two best scorers for Benilde are on the bench right now with Maddox Alapate and Ejitabola. The Hawks have to put together a little stretch here where they can score some buckets.
Again, if you're just joining us, Damian Johnson, former Golden Gopher, forced to bench Maddox Alapate, his top scorer tonight. 4 fouls early here in this second half as Chaska turns it over. Not what they needed on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, Nicholson's just got to be a little bit more patient. We've seen him struggle with some passes out from the block so far early in this game, and I'd like to see him kind of settle down on that and deliver a pass where a shooter like Jack Frick can set up and launch as soon as he catches the ball.
Best near side, kicks it for Collins. Check that, Allen. Corner three from Juckiness is off. Here comes Fossen with numbers. Errant pass to Getz, down low, kicks it out. Frick, wing three. That one's good, and finally something falls for Jack Frick.
There we go. Jack Frick now is starting to hopefully get rolling here. He's struggled a little bit from distance so far in this game, but it's nice to see him get one drop.
Big bucket. Biggest of the game so far for Chaska. Back up 2 with Benilde's top 2 scorers on the bench.
Yeah, Benilde struggled to generate any sort of offense. It's similar to what Chaska dealt with Strazzani on the bench. They just look a little bit out of sorts here. Not a lot of shooters on the floor.
Poland turns it over once again. Getz lost his mask. We'll have to put that back on. Allen down low for Juckiness. Juckiness high off the glass, no good.
Yeah, Damian Johnson forced to go a little bit deeper into the bench due to foul trouble here. And the Hawks have been able to take advantage of it.
Ejitabola going to check back in, as well as Charlie Hansen. Up top, Fricks resets for Chaska with 7:20 to go. Outside, Nicholson. Strazzani has it down on the baseline. Takes it up off the glass for 2. Luke Strazzani, that's something that he excels with, is those quick baseline turnarounds. And we got a warning here as Strazzani tapped the ball out of bounds. And we'll see some substitutions.
Strazzani did a great job there taking advantage of the fact that Ejitabola is not on the floor. I mean, he's got a mismatch against basically anybody else on the Benilde St. Margaret's roster. As long as Ejitabola is not in the game, he should definitely have the ball in his hands and be aggressive.
Chaska back up 4 on Benilde, 7 and change when we return. And we return from Chaska High School. It's a 4-point game with just over 7 to play. Ryan Paul, Mike Schmid with you here on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Andrew Newman mans the camera tonight. Back from Gustavus is Andrew Newman. I wish I had a mic for him, but
Hawks
He's
come on
running the
that
camera tonight.
that 1-3-1 defense, a little bit more pressure without Alipate, the true point guard for Benilde, on the floor.
Corner 3 for Best is off. Offensive rebound, though. Poland. Collision down low. Poland and Getz collide, and there's a whistle here as Poland and Getz both are on the deck. I think Getz might have been poked in the eye.
I think they collided heads.
Yeah, Poland is holding his head. This is not good for either team. If obviously we hope both of them are okay, but both guys knocked their head, and the trainer will come onto the floor as a concussion for both of these guys would be pretty detrimental to their teams.
It was tough to see up here on the perch, but what I think I saw there was Poland's forehead ran right into the side of Spencer's head there, so they kind of knocked heads a little bit. I don't see any blood. Looks like Getz is getting up here, which is a good thing.
Getz is going to get up, and I'm sure both players will go through some concussion protocol assessments. Obviously, the more urgent concern, however, is Theo Poland, the senior, who has yet to rise to his feet and is still being assessed by medical staff on the floor. We are going to step aside momentarily. Okay, Charlie, Poland has been helped off the floor. He walked off with a little bit of a limp, so it could have been a little bit of a lower body injury as well, but he is going to be putting some ice on his head, and I'm sure will be assessed by medical staff. Spencer Getz still questioning the trainer. Obviously only one trainer on site here, so priority is given to Poland, who was needed a little more help up. And wow, I don't like that call.
No, I kind of hate that call. I mean, was the defender established? Maybe Jack Frick's trying to Euro step through to get to the bucket. In my opinion, that looked like maybe a no call, if anything.
I don't often disagree full-heartedly with calls, but a lot. Obviously, we don't have replay tonight due to the circumstances of using our backup camera equipment. But yeah, that'll be an interesting one to go back and watch.
You don't see a lot of charge calls, specifically on fast break at times.
Yep. Thought it was just more of congestion. Nevertheless, Chaska's still up 4. As Poland and Getz are still being tended to. I'd imagine Poland's night is likely done for sure. I would imagine Getz will have to sit out the rest of this one. But it does look like he's walking back towards the front of the bench, so maybe we will see Spencer Getz again tonight.
Looks like he got cleared here. Alipate entered the game during that last timeout. Right. He's playing with 4 fouls with a full 6 minutes left. If I'm Coach Dana Coleman, I'm attacking him at will, trying to get that 5th foul to get the true point guard for Benilde St. Margaret's off the floor as the time goes down.
Spencer Getz is going to walk over to the trainer, who is it actually looks like Poland, if you can see. I don't know if you can see in the angle there beyond the hoop, but Poland's getting his head taped, so he might have a gash on the top of his head.
Yeah, Spencer's over there
going to go over there and chat with him. Yeah,
Spencer's one of the nicest kids I've ever met. He's probably going over there checking on the opponent, making sure he's all right. I'm sure he's got to get cleared by the trainers as well. He looks eager to get back into the game.
Yeah, that's one guy of all of them that don't want to miss any time on the court if they can avoid it. That's Frick who drives the baseline. Nicholson nearly lost it, forced to pick up his dribble. Frick harassed as he's double-teamed. Nicholson going at it with Noah Allen down low. Cross-court pass into the corner. Strazani, contested 3. It's in and out. Halfway down. Bounced just out, though. 5.5 to go, and Benilde turns it over.
Much better job there by Nicholson, delivering a pass that's catchable so Strazani can get a good 3-point attempt. That's what I was talking about, slowing the game down a little bit, delivering that good pass. It allowed the Hawks to get a good look. I'd look for them to continue to take advantage of that with Poland on the bench. Nicholson's got about 6 inches right now on the guys guarding him.
We mentioned Chaska's next competition next Tuesday against number 3 ranked Hopkins. So it's number 3 versus number 4 ranked. This game being a lot closer than we expected. It's a good, as you said, Mike, a good table setter for next Tuesday's game, which is going to be Chaska's toughest yet so far this season, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, anytime Hopkins is on the roster, you know you got to grab your lunch pail and go to work because it's not going to be an easy game.
Lyles for 3!
And there it is again. I mean, Nicholson delivering a great pass out of the left block there, and giving his teammate an opportunity to get up a good look.
Chaska up 49-42 with under 5 to play. Update on Theo Poland. He's exited the gym. Not sure of where he's going. Don't want to speculate anything, but he is no longer in the gym. Spencer Getz is going to hustle back over to the bench. He looks like he got cleared, and he'll probably enter very shortly.
Spencer's got a hard head. I'm happy to see he's doing all right.
Hope all the best for senior Theo Poland as he was escorted out of the gymnasium.
He might be going to get some stitches. The heads typically bleed quite a bit. It looked like he might have had some blood on the back of his head.
Frick drives through the paint to Nicholson. Up with hesitation, tried to spin it in, but it was just a bit off.
If I'm Nicholson there, I'm using my size and just going straight up and trying to get a finish.
Long 3 from Alapate, who we haven't called in a while, and a whistle down low, and they're going to get Strozani for holding Ijadabola in the paint.
Ijadabola and Strozani have had a great game going, battling back and forth. Both of them are up in the high teens, if not the 20s, in regards to scoring. As Spencer checks back into the game, that's a good sign for the Hawks.
Getz re-enters after the collision with Poland.
Yeah, Getz coming back into the game, it allows Strozani to not work as hard on the defensive end as Getz will step up and guard Ijadabola.
49-42 with 4 minutes left to go here. Metro West Conference play on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Ryan Paul and Mike Schmid with you here. Allen was stripped as he went up for it, and Chaska will come away with it. Spencer Getz will bring it up for Chaska on this one. Into the quarter. Carter pulls, and it's good. Big bucket from Ben Carter.
I think that's Getz's 4th or 5th assist on the game so far. He's given his teammates a bunch of great looks. It's just that's a senior recognizing the situation. He brings the ball up the floor, even though he's basically a 4.
Right.
Bringing the ball up the floor and generating a good look. Great play by Spencer.
Largest deficit of the night, and Damian Johnson knows it. Will step aside here with under 4 minutes to play from Chaska High School. Back from timeout. It's a 10-point game. Chaska's largest lead of the night. Or of the second half, I should say. Best. Into the corner for Allen, that's Alapate. Ijadabola dishes off for Charlie Hansen. Hansen up. No good. Rebound by Frick as he was swatted as he was coming away with it. 3:15 to go. Chaska up 10. Going to try to fend off Benilde here. Allen leans in. Steal by Ijadabola. He dishes out, and it was tipped away. miscommunication there for the Red Knights as Sam Best tipped the pass away intended for Charlie Hansen.
Yeah, I thought Struzani got fouled there. The refs swallowed their whistle, and the Hawks had a turnover.
Ija DeBola with the big three, pulling it back 52-45 under 3. Here's Lyles, who's just playing in a big spot here for Chaska. He's hacked. Seventh foul against Benilde, and Lyles go to the line for 1-1.
Outside of Alapate and Ija Bola, we haven't seen any scoring from the Red Knights, especially with Poland leaving the game. I mean, Hawks have to definitely take advantage of that. Maybe show a little additional help anytime Ija Bola touches the ball. Oh!
Alapate
nice
steps
gift.
out of bounds. Fortuitous mistake in terms of Chaska's case.
It's court awareness. That's more
Yep.
so than anything else. He could have let that ball roll out of bounds, and it would still been the Red Knights' ball.
Ben Carter catches the inbound. He made a big three just a minute ago, forcing a Benilde timeout. 52-45 the score with 2:35 to play here. Luke Struzani has it on the far side. Back up top into the corner for Frick. Jacoby Lyles with it. He hands off for Struzani. Lyles will set a screen as Struzani's trapped, and Dana Coleman's forced to call a timeout. And it'll give us one more chance to take a quick break. We'll step aside here with 2:23 to go. .223 to play on Thursday night. Ryan Paul, Mike Schmid with you on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Chaska has the inbound right in front of the bench, coming out of the Dana Coleman timeout, and Jack Frick catches the inbound in the backcourt. Carter up top, pass off for Struzani.
Yeah, any screen right now, Benilde, the Red Knights are trailing and looking for that double team in the corner. Hawks got caught with it before they had to call a timeout here. Good job of handling it so far by Chaska.
Both teams have 2 timeouts to call. Gets down low, kicks out for Frick. Chaska up 52-45. They're not going to force anything, but Jacoby Lyles has one wide open down low, and he'll take that all day back to a 9-point game.
Really strong possession there by the Hawks, handling the pressure, able to generate an easy look with the Red Knights looking to double basically the ball.
Lyles in for the rebound off of the Ija DeBola miss. 90 seconds left. Benilde's going to probably have to start fouling here. Something we haven't seen a whole lot here this season is late game fouls.
Yeah, good job by Jack Frick to show help there for Struzani. He was getting double teamed. Come back into helping your primary ball carrier is such a crucial part of basketball. It makes the game so much easier for somebody who's got to work so hard to get looks. He's also your leading scorer. Good job by Frick.
Live from Chaska High School with just under 90 seconds left. Chaska up 9 after Lyles got trapped in the corner. Dana Coleman calls timeout, and we'll be right back. good finish coming up here. 9-point game. Do want to remind you, next Tuesday night, right back here from Chaska High School, Hawks host Hopkins in a boys showdown between the number 3 and number 4 teams in Class 4A. Hope you'll join us back here on WatchCHBN.com. Foul by Benilde will send Strozani to the free throw line.
Spencer got strong with the ball there, able to split that double team, get the ball out to Strozani, get him to the line. Dana Coleman's got to be talking to his players right now, saying just keep the ball out of the corners. Any trapping opportunity, the Red Knights are going to look to take advantage of it. The Hawks should operate primarily in the middle of the basketball court if possible going forward.
Hawks senior Luke Strozani 1-1. He's good on the first. 15.3 points per night coming into this one. Season high 22 against Kennedy last week.
He might have broken that tonight. He's really been dynamite on offense.
We obviously don't have live stats up here this year due to limited attendance requirements. So Alapate drives. I'm sorry, that's Ejitabola who drives right to the lane. Timeout Damian Johnson with 62 seconds left. Mike, week from next Tuesday is boys versus Hopkins. Obviously, let's talk a little bit about the girls, what you saw for this Chaska boys crowd who might not have the chance to watch a lot of Chaska girls basketball. Tell them, I mean, that's a pretty talented team they've got.
It's some of the best girls basketball I've seen in a long time. I mean, it starts with Mallory Hire, and then it goes down from there. I mean, we're looking at a team with right now 2 D1 commits and probably looking more like 3. As decisions start to roll in, they're a team that can really, they're going to be a handful come sections time, come state tournament time. They've got a lot of talent on their roster. They can win a bunch of different ways, and right now, I mean, their defense is aggressive, and the offense kind of just speaks for itself. They got to get a lot of good, easy looks.
Sorry, I kind of put you on the spot there.
Oh, no, we're good.
We will see Chaska girls basketball numerous times again throughout this Chaska 2021 high school league season. And Chaska's going to break the huddle here with time expiring on the timeout, and with 62 seconds left, we will get ready to play some basketball here. Would presume that Benilde's going to start the foul, down 55-47.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a man look initially, but it's going to quickly develop into a trapping situation, and there it is.
And Benilde will foul as we just crossed the 1 minute mark, sending Jack Frick to the free throw line. No, it will be Strozani, I'm sorry. Yep.
Like to see Strozani knock a couple down here. He's struggled a little bit from the line. Something that he's taking on his senior year is being that primary ball carrier, dealing with the other team's best player, consistently guarding him because of his scoring numbers he put up as a junior. He's done a great job of handling that. It has slightly affected his free throw shooting, just with the amount of effort you have to put out in each game. Guarding the other team's best player, scoring the most, and being that primary facilitator. He's done a great job of handling it, and hopefully can pick up the pace from the line a little bit going forward.
2 for 2, and it's a 10-point game, so we'll see Chaska. Hopefully for them, they can hold Benilde here and avoid any fouling situation under 1 minute, but after the missed shot by Charlie Hansen down low, and they're going to look like continue to foul as Frick's trapped in the corner. Now Strozani will be hacked. No, Dana Coleman calls a timeout with 40.5 seconds left.
Quick game until
the last minute or two. Yeah, it was a quick game. These games usually are. You can usually get out of here on some nights by 8:30, but we're going to be out of here just after that tonight, just approaching 8:30 local time here in the southwest suburbs of Minneapolis, and we'll step aside one last time on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Mike, let's talk about how impressed we've been with this Benilde team tonight. I mean, 40 and a half seconds left. I think Damian Johnson was a great hire for the Red Knights.
He was a great hire. Like I said earlier, I mean, teams are going to take on the personality of their coach, and that's really been stressed here so far with their defensive pressure that they applied on the Hawks all night. I mean, keeping Chaska under 60 so far, that's quite the impressive feat.
Best Metro West Conference game that Chaska's played so far this year, and Benilde will continue to foul. Noah Allen, the senior, charged with this one.
Yeah, this is the game's different if Alapate doesn't pick up 4 quick fouls.
Yeah, I totally agree.
He left the game with about 12 minutes left, and that's really when the Hawks broke it open.
Yep.
He had 2 ticky-tack ones when he was trying to go for an offensive rebound, and that really definitely it changed the momentum in the Hawks' favor.
Frick no good on the second free throw, so it's an 11-point game. Benilde going to try for a miracle here with 30 seconds left. Fouled as Benilde has the ball. Alapate, who's back in the game, will set the ball down and allow Ejidebola to inbound with 29.9 to go.
Smart play by Frick. I mean, Chaska had a foul to give in that situation, so they took about 8 seconds off the clock, and then
Ejidebola is a very quick guy, and he's no small guy either. He's a pretty tall drink of water, and
he's a good player.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've been impressed with him tonight so far.
Yeah, the Red Knights' 2 best players are both juniors, with Alapate and Ejidebola. Ejidebola has gone toe-to-toe with Strazani, who's one of the best players in the conference. They've got a bright future, and with Damian Johnson really at the helm, he's definitely going to help out in the development and working on the defensive side of the ball and how to handle different situations as a young and up-and-coming basketball player, and it's already paying dividends.
You mentioned before the game, private school a little different than public school as far as how the farm system you could say works. But Benilde was pretty solid for some time, and things have kind of slowed down for him here in the last 5, 6, 7 years. But Benilde's going to foul here with 14 seconds left.
Again, that's something that you get more so with private schools than you do with the public schools. Public schools, everything's kind of set up and funneled based off the age of the community.
Right.
With private schools, I mean, all it takes, like I said, is one family to come in with 2 or 3 good athletes in the family to change the program.
Or in this case, you could hope for Benilde one coach. Maybe, Damian Johnson could, you hate to use the term recruiting, but start to influence some guys to come and play for Benilde.
Yeah, coming to play for a former Gopher, he's got connections. He's definitely going to help you out to get to the next level and become a better player. So that's something that keep an eye on that as we look forward to future years within the conference.
Alapate fouls out as he's forced to foul and try to keep this one close, but Chaska capitalizes at the free throw line. Ejidebola waits till the ball crosses the timeline. He takes it easily to the hole, and Strazani's going to get it in and be trapped, but he gets it away for Getz. And Chaska Hawks are 5-0, and they host Hopkins next Tuesday. Big start to the season for Dana Coleman, who has his Chaska Hawk team 5-0 through 5 conference games. And it's a big one next Tuesday.
Yeah, this is one of those games coming up on Tuesday where it's really sad that we can't pack the gym like we used to be able to do.
I totally agree with you. Yep.
It's definitely going to affect the game not having the crowd in the stadium. Let's see how the Hawks handle that. That big test. This is the first big test of many this season. They've got just a gauntlet of a schedule. Hopkins, Minnehaha Falls. They're really facing all the heavyweights in the state.
We do hope you'll tune in next Tuesday right back here, 7 p.m. Eric Krauscher and I on the call for Chaska and Hopkins, number 3 versus number 4, in a battle of the heavyweights in Class 4A. Chaska dominates tonight in the final score. It's a 10-point win for Chaska, 61-51 for Andrew Newman and Mike Schmidt. I'm Brian Paul saying so long tonight from Chaska High School. Have a good night, Soar Hawks.